We're less than 2 weeks away from the Charo Day festivities in Brownsville. The event has been a long celebration of life and love on the border. And over the year, there has been some amazing parties during that unique celebration. Cameron County Historical Commissioner Jane Fernandez tells us of one spectacular event in history. It's this week's Throwback Thursday.
Brenda, we are here in Lincoln Park. Back in 1949, this was vastly different from what you see today. We had an event here that was established by a group from the Chamber of Commerce called Xochimilco. Now, if anybody knows what Xochimilco is, it is famous outside of Mexico City as a floating gardens. We recreated that for the Charo Days of 1949. When I say floating gardens, the origin of Xochimilco extends back to 900 BC. And what it was an island in the Great Lake that was in the Valley of Mexico, and from that island they had canals that served Tenochtitlan, which was the Aztec capital. And on those barges that came in, they had flowers and they had all kinds of produce from the little gardens that were in Xochimilco. Hence the legend of the floating gardens of Xochimilco. A grand plan was developed in 1949 by an Oscar Gomez, who was a citizen of Brownsville and, of course, a member of the Chamber of Commerce at that time. He said, why don't we do a recreation of that beautiful romantic period of Mexico? Because Charo Days has always been focused on paying homage to the legend of the charro and the culture of Mexico. And this did it in grand form. To recreate the scene of Xochimilco with the barges and all of that, one had to figure out where you were going to get the boats. Well, the boats at that time, and there were 30 of them that were in this particular project, were brought in from Rio Rico. The bridge at Rio Rico was washed away in the Great Flood of 1949, so these boats were available. It was very opportune to bring those boats down here, and we decked them out with flowers and all kinds of beautiful colored cloth and paper, and those were the ones that were here in the Resaca area at the time. The Resaca at that time was filled with water. Not only that, but we had a dance floor that was poured out here, a concrete dance floor. We had booths, we had mariachis, we had all of the accoutrements that you would have in a festival at that time. This event took place in 1949. Now, it was almost a one-shot deal, sadly enough. The organizers of the group found that it was such a monumental task in order to develop all of this that the next year, 1950, it was a hard job to try to get somebody to head up the project, so it fizzled after that period. There was one more attempt to recreate Xochimilco, and that was in 1985. Florence Simpson, who was an organizer and a volunteer for a lot of civic events in Brownsville, took it on again. And it wasn't done in Lincoln Park. It was done in the Resaca that was behind Mercy Hospital. This event was created by literally visionaries of the time. That's a thought that we want to plant in the minds of people at present, because can you imagine a Xochimilco on some of the Resacas of Brownsville area recreated again? The people that did this had a dream, and the rest is history. For KVEO News, I'm Eugene Fernandez.